Michel Goossens ist der europäische Geschäftsführer von Magento, der Shop-Plattform, die wir bei der TechDivision einzig einsetzen.
And it's working. Good afternoon. So, time for the English lesson, right? So, apologize, my German is not to the point of having a full presentation here. But thank you very much for the Willkommer brothers to invite me and give me the opportunity on behalf of Magento being here with you. It's always a pleasure to be amongst our, as we say, the magic of Magento, which are our partners, our customers, our future customers as well. And there is a lot of items to discuss. Let me put this mic a little bit better there. Yeah, that's, on the agenda, I thought that probably this would be one of the subjects you'd like to speak about. And yes, I will address the Magento eBay information. When there is change, there is a little bit of uncertainty about a little bit of fear, what is going to happen. So I'm certainly going to spend some time on that so that you really understand the dynamics behind that and that you're perfectly at ease with all of this. But before I speak a little bit more about that, let maybe go quickly through the status. Where are we with Magento? What's happening? Because nothing of what we've started so far is going to change. There's going to be some acceleration and everything, but our product roadmap is solid. Our existing ecosystem is solid, and we don't want to change that, and eBay would be very full to change anything of that, because that's really the asset that they've acquired. So let me go a little bit across the State of the Union on the Magento side. I'm sure you have seen this slide before. Magento is a very popular brand. It's Googled more than the word e-commerce. We are very proud of that. It means that the Magento word is out there. It also creates a lot of challenges for us, because if you look at the numbers behind that, there is a lot of growth that you need to sustain to achieve that. For instance, this slide is not actual anymore. I'm going to put this a little bit further from the mic. Today we are more than 230 people. Tomorrow, when we are going to be part of the eBay family, we will be even more on Magento, because I'll explain that. But we've been growing very, very fast. In 2007, we were 45 employees. We just launched our first product, which was Magento Community, version 1, really. So if you look between 2007 and 2011, everything that's been done, it's quite amazing. It's also very nice to be here today with TechDivision, because TechDivision was one of the earliest partner in Germany. And if I'm correct, I think in 2007 already they were active on our first version of the community version. So between 2007 and 2009, it took 2 years to go from the community version to our enterprise version. So our enterprise version that's used today by all of our customers is only a product that's been out there since really the beginning of mid-2009. So we're doing to a very modern product. So between the 45 employees then and today, we are about 260 people today. We have an office in Europe, so it's in Brussels. We're about 12 people across Europe right now, taking care of the I would say, sales, marketing, partner management, and all of that. We are more than those 12 people in Europe, because, as you know, our developers, the one that developed the product, they are mostly based here in Europe, namely in Ukraine. And we have something like 160 people there developing. The good news for you is that our developers center in Ukraine, these are 3 facilities actually across 2 cities. More than 160 people there. This is becoming also the R&D side for eBay, so they're heavily going to invest and make it bigger and build actually on the teams that we have there. So very quickly, 250 people spread across the world. We've been growing really fast, and that's of course a challenge. We want to grow fast and at the same time provide a better customer experience, better service, improve our support. I think we've been doing that over the last 16 months or so. And of course, growing and enhancing our products as well. So Magento always been positioned as we want to be at the core of e-commerce. But the e-commerce ecosystem is a vast ecosystem, as Joseph pointed out recently. In a traditional software environment, you really have the software vendor, you may have the hardware operating system vendor, and then you don't have too many players in there. If you take it from an e-commerce perspective, there is much more than building your store on the web. There is, for instance, the hosting side, there is the search optimization, these are the marketing functionalities that you need, back-end integration with your ERP system, and so on. So when you look at it, it's a very rich environment that's quite complex. At Magento, since we are probably the most modern platform out there, when Roy and Yoav, our founders, when they started back in 2006, 2007, thinking about the new product that they will develop, in their heart from the beginning it was, this must be a pure play e-commerce platform that's ready to use. Not something that you have to spend months to make it search engine friendly, not something that you need spend months to get some functionality that are quite straightforward. So the dream was, let's make a product that out of the box you can start opening your shop and you can start doing this. And they've achieved our goal pretty well, because if you look at all the functionality present in the products of Magento, it's a very rich environment. Now, the way to achieve that is, of course, you have the product in the middle, but you have to articulate all this ecosystem. So a lot of time is spent around what we call our industry partners. Our industry partners who are there, these are either companies or players that augment the experience. For instance, hosting partners are industry partners. Payment partners, PayPal and money bookers, just name them, Ogo and others. These are industry partners. Then we have search engine optimization partners, technology. This is all in the industry side. Now it's important for us at Magento to also animate that community, because they're important. If you just had Magento without all of the connectivity and all of the relationships we had with all of these industry partners, which are most of the payment methods on the market, most of the hostings, the search optimizations, all of that, it would be quite useless. Or it would be very expensive for you to make it as rich. So very important part of our activity goes through what we call the industry partner. A second very important dimension of our ecosystems are our solution providers, our solution partners, exactly like TechDivision here. So our solution providers are the very critical chain, because they are the ones which take our product and they take your requirements and they make it happen. They will build the website that's going to sell millions, over the internet for you. They will make it a smooth experience for you, and they will help you all along the way. This is our solution partners. They're very important. We have more than 250 today. This is an old slide. I think we are at 280 today. And more than the half of that is in Europe. So in Europe we have a very vast ecosystem of solution providers. The idea is not to have many, the idea is to have good ones. And again, I think it's very important, and we saw it from the slides from Joseph, when you need a solution provider, it's important to look at people that have knowledge, experience on the technology. TechDivision, they've been on Magento before I was involved in Magento. They've been on, I think version 1 of Community back in 2007, so they certainly have experience on that. But not only experience on the product, also experience about what does it take to make a shop successful on the web. Because you can have the nicest shop, if it's built by only computer sciences freaks, you won't sell €1 over this shop, so it must be a store that will bring in some money. So very key ingredient. And then of course we have the hosting environments I spoke about in there. So the way we articulate all that across our 3 product lines is that we need to make sure we have amazing products built for you. We want to bring innovation. How do we bring innovation? Thanks to, we have great minds, we have a great CTO, a great CEO, but we also have you. We also have all the developers that are part of the open source community. So our open source business model is made to take innovation. How come that today, well today, every week we are having customers that were using IBM WebSphere before, they switched to Magento. People that were using Demandware, they switched to Magento. People that were using ATG Oracle, they switched to Magento. How come? How come that, you know, when technologies compared Hybris to Magento, they choose Magento? There is a reason there. The reason is that, you know, we are a modern platform, but we are built with people that have, you know, experience in e-commerce, and we are leveraging all of the developers around the world. We have, on the community side, we have thousands of developers that look at the source code, that look at better ways of doing it, and this is bringing a lot of innovation. As you see, you know, when you take Magento out of the box, you start using it. It's search engine friendly already. It's very usable. You still have to customize it, but it's a very rich product if you compare it to whatever is out there. You need solution partners. You need industry partners, as I just explained the difference there. The community, as I explained, the community is critical because it gives, you know, all of the eyes of the world are looking at the code as well, or looking at ways of enhancing this machine. But at the end, it's you who are in the middle, it's the merchant. It's, you know, we are not here to just to make the software, we are here to make your shop on the web successful and as a great channel to sell. So, let's quickly look at our business model, and then I'll step into the product. So important to know is that our main product lines are Magento Enterprise, Magento Mobile, and I'll speak a little bit about Magento Go as well. What's important is our business model. Our business model is completely open source based. So what's the difference between our community and our enterprise? Well, the first big difference there is that on my left side, your left side, my right side, the community is a project. It's a P there, but it's a P for project. Here you have a P, but for product. That's a product, and this is a project. Very important to make a difference. The community project has not been built to really be in production. You can do it because it's a very rich, stable project, but it's not been built for that. It has been built to make sure that we have all of the community around the world, you know, developing around it, that we have small shops using it as well. But the intention of the community edition is really to have a forum around common development where all of the technology and innovation happens. It's very good quality, so you can run small shops on that, but it's not been the purpose. The enterprise edition, in comparison, has been built to be enterprise class. Means, what do we do? All of our products, they come from the community project. So, Enterprise, Magento, Go, it all comes from the same code base. It comes from the community base. To bring the community version to the enterprise level, what do? We do add, certification of the operating system, the databases. We enhance the performance. There is a lot of work that's done on the community version to make it very performant on the enterprise side. We provide, of course, support. We provide identification. We provide documentation. We train our support people to give the services around. So just to give you an idea, at Magento we have about 60 people that work only to make this project a product you can use with an enterprise class experience. 60 people that do that to make it enterprise class. So it's no use for you as a customer to try to do that yourself. It's much more economically viable to trust Magento doing that. And on top of that, of course, we have our partners around that. So very important to understand, you could have an arrow to mobile as well, and you could have an arrow to actually what's coming on the e-commerce dimension through the eBay family as well. I'll explain a little bit better. So just to recap, I think you will be access to this presentation, so I don't want to go to every word, but give you